good evening. How is everyone today? Go through Google Ads from Monday, or we continue with the Meta Ads for one more week. So, uh, two people said Meta, one person is saying Google. Okay, right now it's 3-1, 4-5-1. So 5, 6, 7 people are in favor of Meta. Eight people are in favor of Meta. Anybody else saying we should go at Google? Okay, Meta. So I think there's a clear majority that you want to spend more times in Meta. Awesome. So I think we have the clear majority saying we want to continue Meta ads now, and maybe from 10th of August or whatever is the next week starting. I think it is. Yes, so 10th or 11th of August, we'll start the Google Ads class in that case. So for one entire next week, we'll go through Meta Ads and then Google Ad class will start next week. So three guys is saying Google Ads. So if you don't want to go deeper in Meta Ads, then maybe you can take 1 week break when we are discussing the Meta Ads in detail. And you can come back on 11th when we start Google Ads. So that is one choice you have. If the majority is in favor of going through Meta Ads deeper, then let's continue that because that is important for everyone. Then we can go through Google Ads. So those who are not interested in continuing Meta Ads for one more week, if you have figured it out, if you know already, then we can like you can come back on 11th. That's one choice you have. So let's start. So today we will discuss about building an ad campaign. We will build an ad campaign, and for that I want to walk you through an important process. It is called building a persona. We have discussed a part of it yesterday, but not the complete customer persona. And I gave you guys one exercise to do a customer persona detailed exercise on a tennis academy in Gurgaon. I'm not sure how many of you have done this exercise yesterday. Deepika, if you're coming for the first time, you'll have to check the Google, this YouTube channel. Go to live section. You will be able to find all the classes that happened already. We started on 14th of July. So there might be a lot of classes that you have to cover. So you have the weekend coming. You can spend the weekend in like completing that. Now, did you guys work on this exercise that I gave you yesterday? How many of you actually checked the customer persona for a tennis academy anywhere in city? Doesn't matter. So I was talking about Gurgaon because I'm based in Gurgaon. You can do it for your city, but did you actually work on the customer persona? Anybody got a chance to work on it? Say yes or no, whatever you did, guys. At least I should know whether you worked on it or not. Not, it's fine, but at least let me know so I know where to start from. Awesome. So some people worked on it and some people didn't. So those of you who are coming here for the first time, we have already discussed a lot of things about Meta Ads. We discussed how to set up, how to give access, how to set up the team, how to set up page, Instagram, WhatsApp. That is something that you need to watch. So there are 3-4 videos starting from Monday. You can go through all those videos after this class. You'll be able to figure out what we already discussed. Today we are building the live campaign, and before you go ahead and start building a campaign inside Meta Ads, you need to have the customer persona in mind. So when I say customer persona, there are three important elements here. One is who is your target audience, then what is your message, third is what action you want your target audience to take. That's the three things you need to do for and this is important for every business. If you do not plan the detailed customer persona, though there is a bloodline these days because everyone is talking about advantage plus and broad targeting, but still having the customer persona is very important. Even if you're going with advantage plus broad targeting, you still have to write the ads. You cannot write the ads randomly, right? You need to have some idea. Even in advantage plus campaign, you'll have to supply some suggestions to Meta so that it decides whether this is a good target, this is what I should be targeting for this business, right? So that is important for even advantage plus campaign. It's not that you can skip the advantage plus campaign, you will not be able to skip them. So what is a customer persona? It's a description of your target audience. And in terms of a tennis academy, I think, let me try to zoom in differently, so that you all can see this sheet. Let me add a column here. Now this is in the center, so you should be able to see. So I'll tell you what a customer persona, how you define it, and why is it so important. So the first customer persona that we decided for a tennis academy is somebody who is a working mother, and she wants her child to get a quality tennis education. So that's one customer persona. You can fit every working professional into this, and their objective is to get the best academy for their child. That is their main objective, that's what they are looking for. So that's one customer persona that you want to target. You want to target working mothers who are looking for a tennis academy for working mothers or working fathers or working parents who are looking for a quality tennis education for their children. So that is one customer persona. What is their challenge? They have see sports as a hobby but as a critical part of child's overall future admission into top schools. So her main criteria for choosing is that she wants her child to get like fit and mentally okay, develop some love for sports, because 7-year old is not a professional player. She wants to develop some understanding or maybe some interest for that sports of tennis. And maybe in future if he's looking for it as like something professional in tennis space, if at all he is interested in developing that, or he is looking to get admission in good schools where he can get more opportunity, and that is what is important for her child. And she is looking for an academy that has what that is overall good for the child's development, had some affiliation with good international schools. She is not interested in anything mediocre or generic program. She wants something that is challenging for her child, helps him develop some good habits, build some good community around it. And she, the major problem she is facing right now is she is working 9 to 6. It is very difficult for her to actually get involved in day to day operations. So she's looking for an academy that has a clear schedule, transportation facility if possible, or a clear security arrangement where she can be sure that her child is taken care of. Safety and quality is very important for her. So these are the decision making criteria for her, right? Now, why will she choose your brand? What is that you are offering unique? So your academy has to appeal through a structured progressive curriculum, and that curriculum has to have clear labels. You highlight that you are certified highly caliber coaches and you are national and international experience. So these will be the uh, qualities that she would be looking in your coaches. And in terms of facilities, she would be looking at a low student to coach ratio. So she will be looking for a personalized kind of attention for her son, maximum maybe 6 to 1, or any idea that you have as a professional player, you will know it better, right? Then she wants a professional communication channel, maybe an app or maybe a WhatsApp group where you can clearly see your child's progress, day to day activity update, when he is going in the academy, when he is leaving the academy, how far is it from her home, that is also an important criteria. So these are his her way of making a decision. Now what should be your marketing approach? You want to sound a professional, aspirational and result oriented, and some of the words that you will use in your ad is excellence, elite, structured pathway, competitive edge. You can target her on different channel, but right now because we are discussing meta ads, let's discuss meta ad only. We will specifically, so where do we find Anjali? She will be part of some high income brackets maybe because he's working in a metro city. She will be also looking for exclusive clubs, high income, high end residential communities. So that's where she resides. So in terms of residence, we can target her. In terms of her hobby clubs, we can target her. In terms of her like which car she drives, we can target her. So these are different ways you can find the mother of a 7-year old inside your audience group. So you have to define the attributes of this mother so that it is easy to find her inside the meta's universe of audience, because there are so many people inside meta, right? You won't be able to find it easily. So that is how you define the audience inside meta. So you from here you have to go inside meta and maybe find where you have to find Anjali, right? Then we go through the second persona, which is completely different from the first one. So this ambitious Anjali becomes one campaign, and in this one campaign, you will target every mother who has maybe 6, 5, 7 year, 8-year old son or daughter, and who is interested in tennis, playing tennis as a like kind of hobby sports, or more than a hobby sports, with the aim or attention of pursuing it as a professional career in future if possible, or maybe that sports open some opportunities for his or her daughter or son, right? That's what the mindset of that kind of parents would be, and you will be specifically targeting with that kind of message. So your audience is clear. The moment you have the audience clear, you go to their challenges, you understand what kind of challenges they have, and then once you are able to understand that yes, this is the challenge, that you develop a marketing approach. So based on that marketing approach, you will end up writing an ad copy. So I'll show you the ad copy that we have written. And at all stages of this entire exercise, you can use AI. So we have already given you lot of gems, right? You have the gem for creating target ads based on the ida framework, based on the past framework, based on the before after framework. So you can use all these frameworks once you know this problem. So in the ad copy, you'll have to come with a headline, and then you'll have to come with a description or a caption, and then a call to action. Once you have all these three, then you next is you have to supply a creative. So that creative you can design either inside Canva or all the AI tools that we have explained in the class 1. So this part mostly is already covered. We don't have to repeat on how to create images using AI tools, because there is a full module. Entire week 1 we spent doing that only, right? So we don't have to go back and do that. I think for this ad, we have already created some images. So for that, we can use the image and I can replicate everything inside the Meta Ads platform. But before I go there, is there any question about the persona and how we designed everything here? Any questions on the audience persona and ad copy? So for every persona that we have shown you in the like first sheet, we have ad copy for everything. Then there's something called media plan. So media plan is also important. Media plan is also critical for you. In media plan, what you're doing is you have something called top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. So these are the campaign types. You'll have to have the campaign types, top, bottom, and middle of the funnel campaigns, because this is very very critical for targeting purpose. So top of the funnel is maybe you're asking people to watch a video, where the purpose, you have decided the ad, you have also decided what kind of theme you should use, and what is the end goal, what you want the user to do you want them to go on a website, do you want to take them certain action? Then this is the top of the funnel. Then we have the bottom of the funnel ads also, and those are the similar kind of structure. So you have to put this entire structure in an Excel sheet. This is what we do in our agency before we go and start building the ads inside Meta's platform. Because if you straight away go to Meta platform and start building the ad before you do this exercise, you will learn a lot of hard lessons after spending a good money. Any confusion so far? Any issues, problems that you're not able to understand, follow? Anything you want me to take care before we go inside the Meta Ads platform and build an ad? Hey Miraj, you have to look at the previous lessons if you're coming for the first time. Those who have already attended the last lesson, I have a simple question. Have you understood what I have explained so far? Do you understand the value of creating a persona, then building the entire structure? And you don't have to worry, the sheet that you're seeing on the screen, I'll share the sheet with the group. It will be part of the community also. So all of you will be able to get access to the sheet. The structure will be there. But within structure, will you be able to put the information in place? That is my question. I'm looking for some answers, guys. Arpita is saying, sir, please repeat once again. So, first thing first, we are talking about building a customer persona. That is part one. So, simple definition of a customer persona is that everyone is looking at your product in a different way based on their problems, based on the solution that they are looking for, and you are looking for a story or a way to get yourself fit inside the problem or the solution, like problem as a solution. So as a working parent, my problem is I want my kid to be active. I want them to maybe play some sports, have an active lifestyle, but I cannot do that at home. So I'm looking for a sports academy to solve that problem for me. But my biggest challenge is I'm looking for a professional academy. I want my kids to be taken care of. I want all the challenges to be taken care of. Now, this is one way of selling a sports academy subscription, right? You can sell it to kids and you have to sell them to parents. So, parents will be primary decision maker. The person who will be consuming your tennis academy subscription is their kids, right? Now, second kind of persona or second type of person who will be interested in tennis academy is somebody who is working 9 to 6, maybe 25-year-old, had some interest, played in past, but could not pursue tennis as a full-time career, but still wants to keep playing so that he is fit. So that is another kind of audience. And they may be interested in playing in the afternoon, in the evening, on weekends, and they may be more interested in playing as a group. So their problem is they are looking for a group that can play with, maybe an office group, maybe you have a way to facilitate the group creation. They are not looking for a professional coach there. They are more looking for an activity that is giving them enough mental and physical challenge and increases their fitness level, burn some calories, and also develop a community. So that's a different kind of audience that you can target for a sports academy. Then there is a third kind of audience, that is a teen, like 15-year 16-year-old, already played tennis for quite some time. He or she has been playing for, let's say, 5 6 years, and they are looking for something that is highly professional, can take them to the next level. They have already decided that tennis is my full time career. So that is another kind of audience that you can target. What are their problems? They are looking for a highly professional coach. They are interested in a high level training. They are interested in a good quality, good facility, a long hours of practice, and maybe a personal attention, and also an opportunity to play tournaments with other clubs, other teams outside your academy. So that is their problem. So for one tennis academy, you have three different kind of audience. They have three different kind of problems, and they have three different kind of challenges. They have three different kind of decision making processes. So your ad, you cannot have one ad which says very good tennis academy, come play with us. You cannot have one simple ad targeting everyone, right? Then nobody will convert. You will have to have some specific inputs for the specific audience. So audience is one part of the problem. Once you have the audience clear, once your problems, their problems are clear to you, then you fit yourself as a solution. So for a working mother, 6-year-old child, it's a completely different pitch, right? Persona will be, each persona will have a separate campaign. not just ad. Your entire campaign will be separate for each persona, and within that you will have maybe 3 4 different ad sets. That is one structure you can follow. Other structure is you can build one core campaign, and within that you can build 4 different audience, and for every ad set, like different audience in each ad set, and in each ad set you can build different ad specifically for that ad set. So both ways you can do. If you distribute it across different campaigns, then you'll have to do something called audience sculpting. It is very very critical. Audience sculpting is basically you are excluding the audience that you're targeting in campaign 1 from all the other campaigns, in campaign 2 from all the other campaigns. So that is called audience sculpting. So it's slightly advanced concept. Maybe for many people who are just students, who are just looking at the screen and persona and all these big heavy words for the first time, you may not be able to understand sculpting what it really means. But still I'll try to cover if possible in some classes. So that is it, more or less about the audience persona and targeting. I also want to cover, I mean, I not cover today. We also want to cover something very, very important. This is an internal document. I'll not share the document with you guys, but maybe on Monday we'll discuss this, or how to do the segmentation. So we'll discuss how to come up with different kind of audience for your, and what kind of segmentation logic and basis you work with. So there is psychographic, demographic, and other kind of audience. Then you have how to decide bottom of the funnel audience. You can decide based on the add to cart. You can build a lookalike of add to cart, then add to wish list, visitor by time spent, retargeting. Then you have what is the logic for people who leave item inside the cart. So this is more for the shopping ad campaign. We'll discuss that in this part in detail. I just want to give you an overview. So come next week, it is going to be very interesting. We'll discuss how to build audience for every kind of top, bottom, and middle of the funnel. So this is more like an internal document for us. I'll not share the entire document with you. Just want to give you a heads up, and this is what we will discuss inside the shopping campaign. Now let's go inside the Meta Business Manager, and let's try building an ad. So I am inside the new leads campaign. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see Meta Ads platform inside my screen now? We already discussed about budgets, A/B testing, campaign names, what kind of naming convention you should have. So I'll not go back and start discussing that. We'll go in the next screen, next screen, and start building an ad. So what I want them to do, I want them to fill an instant form, right? That is a conversion action we decided yesterday, that we want to build an ad that is filling an instant form. That is the ad we are deciding. Right now it is targeting everyone. So you can see that they have a huge audience here. We'll narrow down the audience as we go ahead. So right now we are taking a structure where we are building a separate campaign for each persona. That is the structure we want to take. You can also take a structure where you are building one campaign. You don't have to do audience clumping, and within one campaign you can build multiple audience and multiple ad set for each audience. So first thing you have to fix is the location. So within location there are different ways you can target. One is you can keep typing the cities. So one is, let's say I want to target the entire of Gurgaon. I can type Gurgaon as a city, and it will give me a complete location of Gurgaon. So the audience size has also changed significantly, right? The moment you change it from India to Gurgaon. Now, because it's a tennis academy, you cannot have people traveling from 40 kilometers. It is almost impossible. Even if you choose the entire Gurgaon, still many people will not be able to reach you. They'll say it is more than 10-15 kilometers. So what you have to do, you have to target based on the radius. So there are different kind of targeting that Meta gives you. You can also target people based on the radius. You can also target people based on the regions. Like you can have specific countries, within countries you can have cities, within city you can have the pin code, within pin code also you can have the radius targeting. So radius targeting is basically you pin a location, and then you decide I want to target, let's say, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers within that radius. So you can decide that here. You can, let's say, pin your tennis academy. Let's say this is where my tennis academy is. Now I want to target people who are in the 5 kilometer range or 10 kilometer range. I can choose it from here. Can you guys see my screen? Can you like whatever I'm explaining, are you able to understand this? Can you guys follow, like, are you able to follow me? Am I going too fast, too slow? I'm not seeing lot of feedback in the class. So this is where you fix the location targeting. So first option is you are targeting based on country, city. Let's say I want to target something, I want to sell something to entire India, or maybe I want to sell something to all the metros. You can also exclude location. I'll talk about that also. So first you include the location. Maybe I drop a pin, and then uh, I target people within 6 kilometers from this pin. So the pin is my location, pin is my business location. Then within my business location I want to target people who are within 6 kilometers, and you can zoom in and see uh, which are the areas, sectors that lie inside that 6 kilometer radius. So you can reduce the size. So the more you bring it down, like, difficult it would be for you to target, because then you don't have a lot of people, then the audience size will be very limited. So if you have to target, you have to choose at least 7 to 8 kilometers, maybe 10 kilometers. And 10 kilometer is a good kind of range for a local business, because if they are interested, they are passionate, they will be able to like travel for 10 kilometers. It's not impossible for people to travel that much. Guys, how many of you have liked the video already? If you have not liked the video, not subscribed to it, then do it now. That's my request. Do like the video, because yesterday also there were more than 200 people, and the only 22 people like the video. Why is it so difficult for you guys to do this simple action? Just like the video now if you have not done that. And also you should be sharing it with your friends, because I'm giving so much for free, and many people should benefit from this. So any question on targeting? Any question on targeting so far? Then we'll go to like how to exclude. Any question on targeting, location targeting? So when you are doing a pinpoint target, you will only be specifically able to target 10 kilometer radius. And there is one specific problem with this approach. I'll tell you that as well. But before we go there, I also want to explain how to exclude people, how to exclude certain cities, countries, locations, geographies. Let's say I want to target entire Gurgaon. I want to target whole of Gurgaon. Let's remove this one. I want to target whole of Gurgaon. Then there is this option called exclude, right? So what exclude does is, let's say I want to target Gurgaon, but I don't want people from Faridabad or maybe Ghaziabad, Aligarh to see my ad, because they are too far. They may not be able to travel for my academy. So I have to exclude those people. So I can simply write the city name that I want to exclude. Let's say I want to exclude Faridabad. I hope the spelling is correct. So Faridabad will be excluded. All the people from Faridabad will not see my ad. This is excluded location. Then you can also exclude other cities. You can, let's say I want to exclude this city called Rewari, because it is also too far, and people from Rewari might not be able to reach my academy. So I'm excluding this. This way you can exclude the cities that you don't want to target. So there are three targeting options that we selected. One is city based, region based, geography based. Second is targeting through the pin. So you pinpoint a location and then you decide the radius. And third is you exclude the cities that you don't want. So let's say within 10-meter, 10-15 kilometer radius also, there is certain community or certain maybe village that is not falling within your target audience. You want to exclude that village because people from that village may not be interested in playing tennis, they will be playing some other sports. So you clearly know that they are not your target audience. So if you keep spending money, Meta will keep charging you for showing your ad there, and that is not good for your campaign. So you can also exclude within the radius, you can also exclude certain geographies. That is also possible. So this is your targeting, this is how you decide targeting. Right now we are targeting, let's say 43 kilometers from the pin that we have dropped, or maybe we reduce the radius to let's say 10 kilometers, 14 kilometers. And now we are going ahead, we are going to the next screen. So you have an audience selection option, you have the targeting option, you have decided your narrow down your audience, and this is kind of almost 22 lakh people, so it's a good size as such. But still, if you want to target specific audience, like something that we discussed yesterday, that is interest based audience, right? That is something that you have to select on this screen itself. So audience control is here only, you cannot control it on the next screen. So we'll have to decide what we want to target here only. Let's figure out. Yeah, so you will click on switch to original audience option, and now we are trying to find the people who fit in our audience persona, right? That is what we are trying to figure out. So we have already selected audience that is like working parents. So we'll go inside Meta and we create a new audience, we'll browse through it, we'll click on create new, we will browse through it. We don't want to create custom audience, we want to build the audience from here. Are you guys clear about Advantage Plus? We discussed the Advantage Plus yesterday in detail. So here you will go to the detailed targeting option. Can you guys see my screen clearly? Within detailed targeting option, click on edit. So first let's decide on the age. So we want to target parents, right? So we want to start by at least the age of 30. We don't want our ad to be visible to anybody who is less than 30, because we are targeting parents who has at least 5 6 year old kid. So anybody who is in their 25th like anniversary or 25th of age, they'll not have a son or daughter who is 5 year old. That's quite unlikely, right? So we'll start targeting people who are in the age of 30. And then if they are at 65, their son will be very old, right? It will not be in the age range of 65. Your son will be somewhere around maybe 16, 20, 25. So you don't have you have to also decide, let's say target people who are up till age of 38, 48. So we are targeting people, uh, parents who are between the age of 30 to 48. And it is saying that you are you're limiting your audience, but that is okay. You also want to target both genders, because you want to target both mother and father. If you specifically have a campaign for one gender, you can choose. So maybe if it is a different product related to a beauty product, you may be able to target only women, or if it is a men's grooming product, you may only want to target men. So you can decide that here. Then this is an option that you need to be carefully choosing or not choosing. So when you give Meta this option as on, Meta can also show your ad beyond your target. And I'll tell you the advantage and disadvantage both of choosing this option. Right now we are going as on. I'll discuss about this in detail. Now we will go to the detailed targeting option, and here we will select our demographic. So we want to target let's click on browse. We want to target parents. First, let's discuss that only. We want to target parents. We want to target all parents. This is the parents. And then see, you clearly have a bifurcation here. We want to target parents who has a son or daughter in the age group of 3 to 5 years, right? This is our premium target. This is exactly what we were looking for, right? So you have selected this. This is what you have selected. Now you also want to target people or parents who have, like, who are working. So there may be different kind of parents. Not everybody would be interested in your solution, right? So you want to target people who are working. So you can click on narrowing down the audience. So you can click on narrow down the audience, and you can narrow down them based on their job profile, based on their education, based on their financial condition. So when you narrow down, you will have much more targeted audience. Maybe I want to narrow down people, parents, and also choose their like what kind of education they have done. Maybe this is one filter I can use. Other filter I can use is what are they doing? Are they working? What kind of industries are they working? Are they into government service? Are they into business and finance? Are they into business decision making? So I can choose these options and narrow down my audience even further. I can choose based on the employer. Let's say within the 10-kilometer radius, there are certain companies. Let's say there's a company called IBM within that 10-kilometer range. So I can type the IBM here, and it will only choose people who have listed IBM as the employer in their profile, right? So this is narrow. This kind of narrowing down you can do here. If you put too much restriction, you'll see something like this. You will see that there's a red signal here which says your audience is very very narrowed down. You don't have enough audience for this segment, right? So right now we have only selected one condition. If you want to use the narrow down option, you can narrow down, and then again it is showing this, right? This is something that I explained yesterday. Maybe we'll talk about this again. For now we just want to move ahead and build our ad because we have already been in this class for around an hour. Then there is something called advantage plus placement, right? I talked about the placement yesterday. I hope you guys remember. If you don't remember, you can for now you can choose the manual placement. I've explained the advantage plus placement yesterday. Manual placement is basically you decide where you want to show your ad. Advantage plus is Meta will decide where your ad should be visible, and it would be based on certain criteria. Maybe they want to show your ad to people who are most likely to convert at the screen size where they convert the most. Maybe they convert more on Instagram, maybe they convert more on Facebook, maybe they convert more on Facebook feed versus story. So there's a different kind of placement you can have, right? You can start with Facebook feed, Instagram feed, Facebook right column, left column. So all these targeting option will be there when you are choosing the placement. Let's for now choose all these placement options. You click on next. Now here is where you will build your ad. Here is where you will build your ad. Right now it is showing the ad that we already have for this class, right? This is the ad because this is picking from the history, but you can build a separate ad. So we are choosing a single image or video, right? This is the type of ad you're choosing. You want to set this let's remove this part. This, I think I explained this, right? Multi advertiser ad. You want to connect this to an instant form, so you'll have to build an instant form. You want to have the form with the higher intent, right? You want people to convert. So higher intent form requires them to verify the phone number. If you just click on more volume, then they don't have to verify anything. They just need to fill up the form and it will be automatic submitted, right? So you can choose whether you want to verify. So if you click on verify, you will have lesser number of leads, but they will be much more qualified. If you choose the more volume, then more people will fill up your form from the mobile device, but they'll not have to verify anything. So they may, if you call them back, they may simply say that I didn't even fill your form. But in this case, they are verified through OTP, so they won't be able to say that. right? So that is the definition difference. Now here you can configure the entire form. All the details that you fill in will be visible on the left hand side. So your logo, everything you can fix, and then you can see how the form looks like on Meta and Instagram, on Facebook and Instagram. This is where you will be able to see. This is the form. You want to collect phone number, email, and name. So these are three fields that comes by default. If you want to add more questions, then you can add from here. So intro is where you define the like you add the introduction. You can also add the headline. So it is a tennis academy. You can add the name of your academy. Let's say I use this name. You can give any name you like. Just try to keep it short so that it does not have like coming in the second or third line. Then you can have the either a description that is more like a paragraph, or a list. A list would be much easy to read. So this is the form that people are seeing when they're filling up the form, right? So you can include the necessary information here, like you can say free trial classes, pick and drop, because we are targeting a working parent, right? These are the important points for them. So you can write these kind of expert coaches. You can write these kind of things here that will inspire more people to fill up the form. Then questions, if you want to ask any specific question, you can add a specific question also. And then there is something called conditional logic. You can apply the conditional logic from here. So conditional logic is basically you can ask a simple question like, are you looking for an academy immediately? If the answer is no, then maybe you can show them a different form. You can say that come back when you're looking for a solution. Or if the answer is yes, then maybe you can ask for additional detail, right? So that kind of conditional logic, you can put the additional questions here. Then appointment request is, if you have a specific question related to appointment request, you can ask that here. So that's how you put in the form, that's how you design the form. Right now we are going with these options only. Now there's something called privacy policy, and this is very very important for you. So if you want to add a question, it'll show you the error if you don't add a question. This is how you fill this information, and then you can add additional question if you want. Then this is called privacy policy. So as I was saying earlier, you don't need a website to create an instant form. So what you can do is, you can create a privacy policy on a Google Drive document, build a link and share that link here. It is just a mandatory thing to do. You'll have to add a link of a privacy policy. It is very very critical, otherwise you will not be able to build the form. For now I'm putting a privacy policy link from my website. It is not relevant to this campaign, but we'll still do that as a formality so that we can move to the next screen. If you have a website, you can build a privacy policy form on your website. If you don't have a website, then you can build a privacy policy form on your Google Doc and maybe uh, show it here. So this is how the form will look like. Then finally you are clicking on ending. Here you will show the thank you page. So you want them to take certain action, right? You can ask them to visit your landing page. You can also give them a document PDF to download. Maybe for a tennis academy, you can say that download this curriculum or schedule, or maybe the entire coach profile or brochure. You can give that kind of file. If you have website, you can give a link to your website so that after filling the form, people can go on your website and explore. You can also give an option to call the business. If you choose call business, then it will ask you for the phone number. You can also give an option to chat on WhatsApp. For that you will have to add a WhatsApp number of your business. So the moment you add a WhatsApp number of your business or connect this account, then people will be able to chat with you after they have filled the form. Right now we are asking them to go to the website. So I'll add the same link that we have given earlier. Just remove the privacy policy from the end. So I want them to view the website. the call to action link, I want to say that visit our website, more information, or you can keep it short, right? So this is how you design the form. Now let's create the form. Yep, so the form is ready. The instant form is connected. This is untitled, you can also give it a title. So we are choosing this form for now. Now the form is ready. Our creatives headline and text is also something that you need to add. This is where you add it. Right now we have chosen the single image video, so you can start adding the description, title and everything in the ad setup link also, like here itself. Then what, set up the ad creative, just click on this, choose the video or audio, like video or image from your laptop, or you can choose it from your existing ad copies. For now I'm randomly choosing this. It is not related to a tennis academy. I'm just choosing this for, so that we can complete the ad creation process. Let's go with this, or maybe this one. Let's go with this. So this is how your image will look like. So Meta is clearly showing it want to crop the image because this does not fit the size. So you'll have to actually supply the images according to the size that is mentioned on the screen. So all these sizes you can define inside Canva and supply the right size of image. Right now we are just doing it randomly, just so that you clear. Then this is where you add your primary text. Primary text is basically uh, in the persona document, right? This is the primary text that we decided for this ad copy. This is the primary text, right? Copy this from here, copy this from here, go back inside your ad manager, just enter the text here. If you want to format the text, add emojis, everything is possible here. You can supply up to 5 different texts, so that Meta can decide, do the A/B testing and decide which one is working best for this kind of audience. So you can add the different text options here. Then this is the headline. This headline here, we'll pick up the headline from this form again. Headline we have decided, train at sport lane tennis arena, or you can give a different headline according to the persona that you have decided. You can paste the headline here. Now your call to action, so you can have these predefined call to actions. You cannot decide your own call to action here. You will only have to choose one of it. So you can say, if it is a discount offer, you can say get offer. If you want people to request for quote, you can choose get a quote. If you are just showing them a ad that is more like a video view, you can click on learn more. If you want them to book your appointment with you, you can say book now. You can also use apply now in the case of a tennis academy, because kids will be more interested in applying now. So let's choose apply now. So this is how you build your campaign. Then click on next. If you want to add certain enhancement, then this is where Meta will add certain enhancement. So Meta will also can add a music. You can choose the music from here. You can customize and add and manually select music or automatically select music. So Meta will automatically choose a music from here. If you want to add an overlay text, so overlay text is basically AI generated. They can customize according to target audience. Text improvement, you want to enhance the text that you have supplied, this can be also done. So these kind of, these are completely AI options. So everywhere you see there is an AI, right? So it will decide the text accordingly. This has to be chosen very very carefully. You cannot randomly choose the overlays. If it is not matching with, then you will see a very random weird ad is being served to people. So be very careful with what you're choosing, because this will be critical for your ad also. See, this is what it is saying. If you're supplying an image without a music, it will create a gif kind of image, right? So people will not actually look at your ad because they want to hear the music. So sound is very very important. If you don't want to keep the sound, then turn off, but it will give you this warning when you try to touch turn this off. Text improvement is also you can turn on and off. So this is how you create the entire ad. This is how you actually build the ad. Once this is live, then you can preview it. You will be able to preview it, how it looks like on the mobile, how it looks like on the different kind of screens. On Facebook search result, this is how it will look like. On mobile, there are 5 different placements, right? Facebook reel, Facebook stories, Instagram reel, Instagram search result, Instagram stories. So how this ad will look like in Instagram story, this is how it will look like. How this will look like inside your Instagram search result, this is how it will look like. How it will look like inside your Facebook stories. Facebook stories similar to Instagram stories, so let's skip that one. This is how it will look like inside Facebook reels. This is how it would look like inside Facebook stories. So this is how you test and preview how it will look like. Now in the desktop, there are 11 different placements which are only visible in desktop. So in Steam Reels, how it will look like inside in Steam Reels, how it will look like in the Facebook Marketplace. You can also unselect. So you can choose where you want to show your ad, and you can also edit a specific. So if you want to edit a specific placement, you can edit your ad for specific placement also. You can change the image, you can apply it and a different image for a specific uh, placement. That is also configurable on this screen. Okay. No, so the only button that is visible here is publish. So once you have configured everything, you can click a publish button and ad will be published automatically on the live. Now, if you want to review the information that you have supplied, you can review the entire information here. Okay. Once it is there, just click on publish button and this ad will be live. So this is how you decide. Now we talked about two structure, campaign level structure and then ad level structure. So you can choose which structure you want to follow, and that will be more than enough. This campaign score, uh, once you complete the campaign, you will be able to see the campaign score, but this is not an important metrics. Do not get carried away by the campaign score. If you feel your ad is good, if you're targeting the right people, then even if the score is low, you still be able to deliver results. Now questions for today. Yeah, so this guy's web developer. What is your name? Web developer. I don't know what is your name. Tell me your name, please. What is your name? Are you still here? The guy called web develop. Were you able to follow me, guys? I think there are still a lot of people here. The class was slightly extended because there is so much to cover. Any questions, or are you guys too much tired right now? Any questions now? No questions? Anything you want to ask? If you missed the attendance, do you want to fill the attendance, or we can close the class because you are too tired? I'm okay with closing it right away. Anything you want to discuss now, or we are done for today? All right, then, if you don't have any other questions, let's close the conversation for today. I'll see you tomorrow and we will discuss the detailed audience targeting options tomorrow. We'll discuss the custom audience, lookalikes, how to build the lookalike, and how to build audience sculpting. Okay, Fatima, I'm so sorry, I didn't know your name. Anything you want to know, anything other than this? So let's connect tomorrow same time, 8:30. Till then, good night, take care. Tony, I didn't understand your question. Verify the website. So you don't have to verify the website, but if you're taking people to your website, then you have to verify it through Pixel. You have to add a pixel on your website so that Meta can track the activities that is happening on your website. Anything else? All right then, thank you so much, good night, take care, and it was pleasure chatting with you all today. See you all tomorrow. Make sure you join the class, because tomorrow's there's going to be a very very important topic. We will discuss how to create different audiences for your campaign. All right, see you tomorrow then, take care, thank you so much, bye bye, good night. Fatima, I didn't get your question. What is your question? Maybe you can share. Okay, so your question is, there may be people who will be looking for a tennis academy for their grandchildren. So that is true, right? That is what Advantage Plus campaign is about. We'll discuss that in detail. Maybe tomorrow we'll discuss that. Why Advantage Plus campaign gives you better results. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Take care. Good night. Bye.